chapter, some applications of trigonometry. In the previous class we learned some of the trigonometric ratios and some identities related to trigonometric ratios. So in this chapter we are going to use the use of trigonometry in our daily life. Some of the problems related to our daily life will be discussed in this chapter. Okay. So now trigonometry, it was invented just because its need arose in astronomy. This topic particularly they use it in astronomy. So to find the distance between the planets and stars, to know the distance between the Earth and planets, to know the distance between the Earth and stars, or distance between any two planets, to find out this distance, so they use this applications of trigonometry. It is also used in geography, it is also used in navigation. Geography means you know that the measurement of Earth's surface and all comes under geography. Navigation, so you know that in a traveling ship, that is on the journey on sea or ocean. So then also to construct the maps, so they use the trigonometric ratios and this trigonometric, particularly this applications of this trigonometry they use it. So now surveyors also use this trigonometry. Many centuries from the last previous centuries they have used the surveyors also to measure the Earth's surface. One such a large surveying project took place in 19th century by the British people. They surveyed India. The map what we are using right now, till now, presently that we are using, the village map or the district map, everything done by these British people only. So they used some, this was conducted in 19th century. Okay, for which they used two largest theodolites. They used two instruments called as theodolites which were built in the 19th century. So the great trigonometric survey took place in India in 19th century by British people. Okay, so they used two largest instrument, and that instrument is even you can see in Dehradun. There is a museum, you can watch that instrument. During 1852, that means in 19th century, 1852, the highest mountain that was the world was discovered. So from a distance over 160 kilometer, the peak was observed. That is, you know that it is a Mount Everest. And from 6 different stations. So around this Everest, they took 6 different stations from 160 kilometer away. They selected the stations of observation. They observed the top of the mountain, the peak of the mountain, and it is this mountain, highest mountain, it is named after a famous person called as Sir George Everest. So therefore it is called as Mount Everest now. So who commissioned and used this giant theodolite to find the height of the mountain. So in this chapter we are going to find the heights and also distances. Height of the building or distance between two objects can be found out using this trigonometry. Okay. So look at this. Here is a, suppose here is a Qutub Minar. Observe, this is a Qutub Minar. A student is standing up from a distance. Suppose you can take an x meter or some meters away from this foot of the tower or minar. So he is observing from the position A, and this is the top of this minar. This line of observation, it is called as a line of sight. We call this as line of sight. And the line which is horizontal, that means it is parallel to Earth's surface, it is called as horizontal line. So we call this as horizontal line. And the angle between this horizontal line and the line of sight, it is called as angle of elevation. Angle of elevation is always formed just above the horizontal line. The point of observation will be above the horizontal line. This is a line parallel to the Earth's surface, it is called as horizontal line. And the line of observation of the top of this minar from the eye of an observer, that line is called as a line of sight. So 3 points you remember. One is horizontal line, and then one is line of sight. Then the angle of elevation if the point is above the horizontal line. Angle of elevation comes if the point is above the horizontal line. And this is the height of the tower. We want to find out this height of the tower. Without climbing up or without using any instrument, you can find out the height of the minar. There is no need to use any instrument or measuring tape, or no need to climb up the minar or this tower. Just from a distance you observe the peak of the tower and note down this angle of elevation, and if you are able to find out this distance, you can find out this distance and this angle. By seeing this angle and this distance, you can find out the height of the tower. Is it clear? Height of the tower can be identified like this. So now, what is this line of sight? As I said, line of sight, it is a line AC is drawn here from the eye of an observer to the peak. So that is called as line of sight. And the angle between this BAC is the angle formed between the line of sight and horizontal line. It is called as the angle of elevation that I have written here. So you can note on this line of sight, the line drawn from an eye of an observer to the point in the object viewed by the observer. The angle of elevation, it is an angle formed by the line of sight with the horizontal line. If it is observed, the point of observation is above the horizontal line. So elevation, the word, if the point of observation is above the horizontal line, then it is called as angle of elevation, as we saw an example there in the observation of the top peak of the Qutub Minar. It's angle of elevation. There is one more word, angle of depression. If the point of observation is just below the line, horizontal line, or below the horizontal line, then the angle formed between the horizontal line and the line of sight is called as angle of depression. So there are two angles, angle of elevation and angle of depression. If the angle of elevation comes when the point of observation is above the horizontal line. Angle of depression comes if the point of observation is below the horizontal line. So look at this, here is a building, a two-storied building. From the top of the building, one girl is sitting and observing the object which is at the bottom, on the other end of this building. Okay, she has to bend down and look at that object. The line of sight will be like this. So it will be below the horizontal line. The angle formed between this horizontal line and the line of sight, it is called as angle of depression. This angle is called as angle of depression. Is it clear? Angle of elevation, angle of depression. Two angles. If the object is above the horizontal line, it is called as angle of elevation. If the object is below the horizontal line, it is called as now angle of depression. It is the angle formed between horizontal and line of sight. Horizontal line and line of sight. So now you can find out the height of the building or the distance between the object and this one. If you are able to find out this angle of depression or any one of distance. If you know height, you can find out the distance. If you know the distance, you can find out the height. So two things are required. One is angle, another one is length. You can form an imaginary right angle triangle here. Look at this. This forms an imaginary right angle triangle. In a right angle triangle, if you are able to find out this angle and this angle, both are same.
315 and
parallel, these two becomes alternate angles. Whatever the angle this measures, the same angle will be there in this right angle triangle.
315 is that man.
So this angle, if you are able to find out, and if you are able to find out this distance, you can calculate easily the height of the building. Is it clear?
Please write the name in the answer paper.
Is it clear? So just look at this.
Netra.
A vertical tower stands on the ground. That means the angle formed between this vertical tower and the horizontal line is 90 degrees. You can form an imaginary right angle triangle here.
Yashoda.
From here to this perpendicular line, and this is horizontal line. This is 90 degrees. It forms a right angle triangle.
What's the
From here, a person is observing the peak of this tower. The angle of elevation is given 60 degrees. This angle is 60 degrees. And he is standing at a distance of 15 meters from the foot of this tower. From here to here, it is 15 meters. This information is given. The next, what do you have to find out here? Find the height of the tower. You need to find the height of the tower. This is to be found out now. Height. Okay. So we have taken. So AB is the height of the tower. You can take that as height of the tower as some name you can give. AB. This is A and this is B. AB is the height of the tower. So you can write here. AB is equal to height of tower. So that we need to calculate. We call it as H. We do not know, we have to find out. So then angle of elevation. Angle of elevation, it is equal to 60 degrees. So that is nothing but angle ACB. You can write here angle ACB is equal to 60 degrees. Then what is this length BC? BC is equal to distance between
When I asked you for Google,
distance between
when I asked
the
you what
tower
in Google, what is this man?
and
WhatsApp now,
observer.
Madan, send to my WhatsApp.
So the distance between the tower and observer, the distance BC, it is given, it is 15 meters. You can write here, that is 15 meters.
Madan,
So now, so you can draw a triangle like this. So this is 15 meter, this is A, B, C, this angle is theta, that is 60 degree. We need to find out this height. So we have an angle here, 60 degree, and we need to find out AB, and we are having the length BC. You find out a trigonometric ratio which connects this AB and BC, and with reference to this angle 60 degree. Which trigonometric ratio can be applied here with reference to this 60 degree? This side AB and BC. What is this AB here? Huh? Very good. Tan 60 degree. So you can apply in a triangle ABC. In triangle ABC, you can write here angle C is equal to 60 degree. Tan 60 degree. Tan 60 degree. You know that trigonometric ratio opposite side by adjacent side. So you can write AB by BC here. What is tan 60 ratio? Trigonometric ratio. What is tan 60? Root 3 by root 3. Root 3 by 1 or root 3. It is equal to AP, it is given. That means we have to find out, we call it as H. We need to find out this height H, and the BC. BC is equal to 15. So therefore, height of the tower H is equal to cross multiply 15 root 3, and it is in meters. 15 is in meter, therefore the height is also in meter. So height of the tower is 15 root 3 meters. You can conclude. So height of the tower is 15. See, we know only the distance between these two, the tower and the observer, and the angle. So we have not climbed up the tower, or we have not used any measuring instrument. Without using any measuring instrument, without climbing up this tower, we are able to find out the height of the tower using the trigonometric ratio. Is it clear? So that is the interesting part of this trigonometry. Without using any measuring instrument, we have found out the height of this tower. Isn't it? So we have not climbed up the tower. Just using the trigonometric ratios, we are able to find out. This is the method they use to find the distance between the Earth and the stars, Earth and the planets, or distance between planets and planet. So these techniques they use it in the earlier time.
Balaji,
An electrician has to repair an electric fault on the pole at a height of 5 meter. She needs to reach the point 1.5 meter below the top of the pole. See, the fault lies at 5 meter distance. Somewhere here fault is there. This height is 5 meter, total height. And the next point is 5 meter. She needs to reach a point 1.3 meter below the top of the pole. So that means just 1.3 from here to here it is 1.3 meter. So she has to reach a distance of 1.3 meter just below the top. This is top position A means. So this is the place B. It is the distance between these 2 points is 1.3 meter. The ladder should be placed at the position B. So come to this next part of this question. 1.3 meter below the top of the pole to undertake a repair work. What should be the length of the ladder that she should use which when inclined at an angle of 60 degree to the horizontal? So that means this angle is 60 degree. You need to find out the length of the ladder. So we have to find out the length of the ladder here.
Nandan, are you there?
So the game would enable her to reach the required position. Also, how far from the foot of the pole she should place the ladder here. That means you need to find out this distance also. You can call this distance
Is your
X.
WhatsApp number?
we need to find the length of the ladder as well as the distance between the foot of the ladder and the foot of the pole. Pole total length is 5 meter and just 1.3 meters below the top of the pole. So a person she should reach this position, point B. You need to find the length of the ladder. To find out the length of the ladder, any side of a triangle, you should know at least one side and one angle. They are given one angle, and here they have not given any one of these three sides. Indirectly they are given total height here 5, and can you calculate what is the length of BD? BD is equal to AD minus AB. You can write here AD is 5 meter, BD is 1.3 meter. So what is the answer now?
Monica,
It is 3.7 meter.
Monica,
So you got this length as 3.7 meter. So opposite side is known. We can find out this hypotenuse. Opposite side is known. We can find out the adjacent side here. To find out this hypotenuse, which trigonometric ratio we should use?
Jayashree 72 man.
You know this? Huh? Tell me which trigonometric ratio should be used here?
Answer me fast.
With reference to this angle? This is sine 60. So you can use here in triangle BDC. In triangle BDC, you can apply sine 60 degree here. Sine 60 degree. It is opposite side BD by hypotenuse BC. Sine 60. What is the trigonometric? Sine 60 is equal to root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2.
Amol
And BD
38.
3.7 by BC. Sorry, BC, here it is, okay, BC. It is BC. BD is 3.7 meter. We need to calculate the length of the ladder. Cross multiply it now.
So the ring segment
BC
is right hand
into root 3
and just take
is equal to 2 into 3.7. So BC is equal to 2 into 3.7 divided by root 3. They are given in the question itself. Use root 3 is equal to 1.73. 2 into 3.7 divided by 1.73. So if you simplify this, you will get the length of the ladder. Approximately it is 4.28 meters. If you simplify this, you will get 4.28 meters approximately. So this is the length of the ladder. So you can write, so length of ladder is equal to 4.28 meters. This is the approximate distance. So now we want to find out the distance between the foot of the tower as well as, foot of the tower to the foot of the ladder. So for that, apply the trigonometric ratios connecting the opposite side and the adjacent side. So you can take tan 60 degree. So you will write tan 60 degree is equal to opposite side. You can write here opposite side here BD, adjacent side here DC. BD by DC. So let us write BD by DC. It is equal to BD by DC. So what is tan 60? Tan 60. Root 3 by 1. So it is root 3. So BD length, you know. What is the length of BD? 3.7 by DC. So cross multiply here, DC is equal to 3.7 by root 3. So DC will be equal to 3.7 divided by 1.73. Root 3 value approximately you have taken 1.73. So and if you simplify this, approximately you will get 2.14 meters. 2.14 meters. So this is an approximate value, not exact. Nearest value we are getting. So that is the distance between the foot of the tower and the ladder.